Today, I finally got this in the mail. Victor Wondermega RG-M1. These units were only sold in Japan, and it's pretty much a Sega Genesis and a Sega CD combined. Now what really makes this item cool is Victor, they were given the license to make, you know, another Mega Drive or Mega CD, so they decided to make a little combo that plays both. Cool feature about this is it has audio enhancing buttons right here. You can pick game, bass, karaoke. Sound pretty cool. Right here, this allows you to, this is the headphones, microphone, and the effect for these buttons here. Another great feature is back here, as you can see, has composite, and then right here, back here is S-Video. This particular eBay seller that I got this from, he actually was able to do a RGB mod, and he didn't have to do it, but he really went out of his way to, you know, make the sale very very good for me. See right there, that's the if you look in the back of the Sega Genesis Model 1s, you'll find an 8-pin DIN connector, which allows you to plug in a RGB cable. Cool thing about this is the slot is square, and usually when playing different region games, like let's say for example you play a American Sega Genesis game, the cartridge slot is shaped differently than the Mega Drive. And also, the seller was kind enough to, not sure if you could see it here, but no, it's a little dark, but on this side right here, there would be a little hook that allows only, I believe, Mega Drive games to be played, and he was able to take out that little plastic piece so I can play both American and Japanese games. Well, some American games. For example, let's go to my library here. Some games can be played while others can't due to region lockout. I think any game before 1993 was able to play. So for example, Sonic 2, right? Genesis will be able to play on the system. Let's see if it works on the first try. The little cartridge slot's a little finicky at some times. See? There it goes. So I had no idea that plugging in the left and right AV stereo outputs, it just sounds so much different. And then when you put the game mode on, it sounds a little different too. In other words, I had no idea that putting stereo in this would make such a difference. Well, that's Sonic 2. It sticks really well inside cartridge inside of the Wondermega, which I guess is a good and bad thing. Another interesting thing I realized is this game, Quackshot, really fun. Kind of a Donald Duck adaptation of Indiana Jones or something like that. This game, for some reason, American Genesis, right? Plug it in, push it in, see if it works. No. See, sometimes you just get a black screen, but let's give it the good old blowjob. Alright, let's try now. No. Maybe third time's a charm? I don't think so. Let's see. Yeah, maybe. Camera focuses kind of bad. There you go. So, interesting thing about this game is, for some reason, it comes out Japanese. I don't know why. And clearly, you can see that this is a Genesis title. I don't know. Just interesting. But of course, there are certain games that have region lockout, such as Streets of Rage 2. And I'll show you what it looks like when the region lockout occurs. This cartridge has been developed for use in North and South America. It cannot be used with hardware units for sale outside these areas. Yep. Apparently, it's not the actual hardware, it's the software that's region locked, as you can see from the other games that I showed you. Fortunately for me, the seller was nice enough to provide me with a game Genie, which by putting in a certain code, pretty much acts as a mod chip for any of these games that can't be played without a region switch or something. And here's a Japanese Sega CD or Mega CD game. I'll load one up now. You know, it's funny. I actually have this in the American equivalent, which is right here. This actually came with the system, and I think this one was sold separately in Japan. But that's what it looks like. Alright, so when you power this system on without a cartridge in the slot, you'll get the Wondermega BIOS screen. The really, really cool thing about this system, and I've never seen this before, is, as you can see, it's a lid, the disc tray, but, you know, there's no eject button. So, way ahead of its time, this system actually has an open button with a motorized lid. I'll pan out as far as I can. There you go. I love that feature so much. Alright, let's pop in the disc. Really cool lights all the way around. The boot screen actually is different from the American one. The boot screen for the American version, or the Sega CD BIOS, is Sonic standing next to the Sega logo, and his iconic wagging of his finger just has like little stardust coming out, and it just lights up the Sega logo. What's interesting about this copy of Streets of Rage is, in Japan, it's known as Bare Knuckle, and you can clearly see that it's the Japanese version, but for some reason, the title reads Streets of Rage, and there's no modification of any sort. This is just complete Japanese. I don't know why they kept it as Streets of Rage. It's beyond me. If nobody's ever played this game, oh, they have a trilogy, and all of the games are so good in their own individual way. Fire and brimstone to fight crime. I'll be making more videos in the near future. I definitely want to try a Mega EverDrive, which is the cartridge that plays games off a memory card. And from what I'm told is you can actually load a different CD BIOS, so you can play different region games. Now, I'm not sure if the Wondermega is going to be able to do that. I think you can, but of course, there's only one way to find out. Until next time.